A what? You want to do what? What is a podcast room? We're going to do the Ron and Reggie Show on an ongoing basis.
I love it.
Founder, chief visionary, kahuna of kahunas. Aha.
You got him.
You know, I love this. This is great. Hello, everybody out in the world. This is Ron Archer coming to you from the new world headquarters of Archer Travel. This is the very first edition of the Ron and Reggie Show. And today we have a very, very special guest with us in studio, Mr. David McCovy, the founder, the chief visionary, the big boss himself, the kahuna of kahunas, Mr. David McCovy.
Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely, brother. Thank you guys for having me.
Appreciate it.
So what do you think? Pretty cool, huh?
Oh, this is the one. Like this, yeah. This is really official.
This is very cool. Yeah. This is very, very cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, it was. It's a labor of love.
Definitely.
But we couldn't have done this without you. So
no,
thank
but
you.
Again, it's the vision to know, what's needed next, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's part of, the evolution of both of our companies.
That's right.
You guys are amazing at figuring out like what's next. And I always tell the agents, I said, we don't want to wake up one day and be Blockbuster or Redbox.
That's right. That's right.
So you have to be figuring it out constantly. So you guys are doing that. This is dope.
Yeah, and that's the next step is this podcast.
Yep.
Connect with all the travel agents out there, future travel
sure.
agents, and the community.
For sure.
So,
For sure.
In order to take it to the next step, and Reggie and I have had a lot of discussion about this, we are not just a travel agency anymore. We have to be a marketing and promotions company as well.
100%.
When you've got the size of a network that we have and that you've put together, we've got to provide more material, more promotions, more ideas, more interface with the suppliers. And Reggie came to me and he says, well, we got to do this podcast room thing. And I'm going, a what? You want to do what? What is a podcast room? And it's like, oh, you just stand around and you talk on streaming live. And I'm going, oh, no, you talk and then they record it and then they put it on. I'm going, okay. So we are here. We're going to do the Ron and Reggie Show on an ongoing basis.
I love it.
It is only fitting that you are our first guest. I told everybody here tonight, this is the house that Evolution built, and very much mean it. And so I'm going to get out of the way. Reggie's got some questions for you.
I got some questions that,
sure.
I'm a fan, as we all know. And I know our audience is a huge fan of not only you, but also Evolution. Mm-hmm. We want to know, how'd you get started in the travel industry?
Wow, it was crazy. So we got involved in network marketing in 2013. Me and my group did crazy numbers in the first company and kind of got at odds with that company and with the way that they did things. And so we left, and we wanted to find something because I realized at that point there was a stat out, and they were talking about like after the housing bubble.
Yes.
That the average family, if they made an extra $500 per month, they would have been able to keep their home. Okay. So we operated with that as our number. If you can help people make $500 per month, they'll be okay and they'll never leave whatever your leadership is. Brilliant. And we looked at travel. Obviously, we were in another company that were in products and things of that nature. But, again, we said, okay, well, travel makes sense. No one's allergic to it, right? Because when you look at a lot of the other companies, it doesn't matter how good the product is, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's not your market, right? So for me, there's a lot of diet stuff out there. I'm not your client. I'm not your client, right? There's teas and coffees and all those things. You have to be engaged or involved in those things to want to do them. We didn't feel that way with travel. We said, this is where we need to be. And so we got started in a travel company. Same thing. Ran to the top of the leaderboard, made it to number 7 on the top income earner list in like 9 months. And again, same thing. Got at odds with that owner. And the crazy thing is that owner invited the owners of the first company that we left to be at the executive level at this company. I said, well, if that's not a clue.
Right, exactly.
I don't know what is. But, yeah, we got involved in travel in that company before, we started to build.
That's great.
Yeah.
So next question I have is, what's a day in life of David McCovy? Give me a day. It's a Monday. It's a Tuesday.
It's a Monday. Listen, as an entrepreneur, every day's Monday, every day's Saturday, every day's Friday. Like It's always a work day. There's always a fire to put out. Right now, so I'm doing well with my health stuff. So I get up and I do a walk in the morning.
Awesome.
Nothing crazy. It's only like 30 minutes. I say my mantra as I walk. So I take the first 10 minutes and it's just breathing only.
Oh.
Deep breathing, because most people breathe short. We don't breathe correctly. We really don't. After years of just, being stressed and doing it, we don't really breathe correctly. So my first 10 minutes of the walk is just working on my breathing. And the second part, what's the last 20 minutes of the walk, is just I have a mantra that I say over and over again. So I say, I'm extremely healthy, I'm extremely wealthy, I make the right decisions, I make a positive impact. So I say that for 20 minutes as I walk every day. And so then I get back in and start the day. For me, the day always starts with the leaders, checking in on them, seeing how can I be of service, what do they need, any fires that I need to help put out and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of like how my morning starts.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Are you listening to anything as you're going on your walk, or is it
No. And so years ago, I used to do that.
Yeah.
Like I would do because like I'm not a big reader anymore. Like when I read, it makes me sleepy. It doesn't matter what time of day or how long. Like so I do the audiobook. Like I really do the audiobooks. And so I used to do that. But when I walk now, because where the home is, just kind of high up on the mountain. So I just kind of walk and just get my air and just
That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's it. Talking
I
to
love
myself.
it. Well, you heard it first, everyone. Now we know a day in life of David McCovy. Ron, do you have a question for him?
If he's got to think, this might be trouble.
So I want to go back to how we met. Then I mean, it's kind of an amazing story, because what was so interesting is that, I get this phone call out of the blue, and this guy says, "So we're going to start this travel company, and I want you to run it." And I'm going, "Well, who are you guys?"
Yep.
And he goes, "Well, how did you find me?" And, he tells me that, he had some people looking around. They were looking for a new travel company.
That's right.
And he saw a video, because I was cutting videos for recruiting my own independent contractor network. I'd started building, we were probably up to about 100 agents, doing really well. And he goes, "Yeah, I want you to run this travel company for me." And I go, "Well, how did you find me?" "Well, we just found you on the internet." It's like, "Well, do you know anything about me?"
on Craigslist. It wasn't just a regular, it was on Craigslist. Shout out to Tony Ward, rest in peace. I had interviewed 2 guys to do what you guys are crushing at doing. Didn't like either of them. Big egos, and I was like, this just bad vibes. I said, it's not going to work. I said, but we have to find someone. I'll never forget, I can remember where I was sitting. I sent a message to Tony Ward. I said, "Sis, you have to find us someone, because these guys are not it. You have to find them." She sends me, it's not even probably 20 minutes later, she sends me a video link, and it was from Craigslist. And I looked at it, and I told her, I said, "That's him." She said, "Brother, I just sent you the video. There's no way that you watched it." To this day, I still haven't watched the video. I didn't need to. As soon as I said, "That's him." And I put the call in. I believe it was on the weekend. It was like a Friday or Saturday or whatever. And so I didn't get, it was the weekend, so didn't get anyone. And I called back on Monday, and I was like, "Hey, man, I'm trying to reach you." And I'll never forget, he told me, like, "Well, we had some time with the grandkids, and, we were talking." I said, "Well, we have to meet. We have to talk about some stuff." And that's how it started. Cold call from Craigslist.
Wow.
So, but the thing is that I had done, I had done a lot of work for YTB. I had gotten involved with, Andy Cawthon and that crew, which is now over, Planet. And then we had done we had done quite a bit of stuff in terms of network marketing and that. And it was like, "Well, do you know anything about me and my experience with network marketing? Because I know what you do and I know how it's done."
Yeah,
He goes,
yeah.
No.
I didn't need to. I saw the video. And I saw the picture. And I remember that, because he asked me that. He was like, "How'd you find me?" And I said, "You have something on Craigslist." He said, "I've been in this industry for 20 years, and you find me on Craigslist?"
No, I'd been in this industry, at that time it was over 30 years.
No, I'm talking about the network marketing side.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot. I mean, it was just like craziness.
Yeah.
And then, and then I go, "Yeah, it's really nice." But I had just come out of this thing, World Ventures.
Mm-hmm.
I was the first agency that got World Ventures involved.
Mm-hmm.
And we had just left those. They wanted to buy us. And I said, "Yeah, I don't know, this network marketing thing, I don't know about this thing. There's a lot of guys in there that are just kind of shady, and they just, they selling a lot of sizzle, and he goes, "Well, I want you to come run the company for me." And I go, "Yeah, thank you very much. I'm very flattered." But, and the only thing I could find on him, was this picture of this young black man on the internet with this afro that was about out to here.
Love it.
Oh, it was, and I'm going, "Wow, there's some hair." And
right. The good old days.
Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous.
The good old days.
So he calls me again, and he goes, "Come on, just talk to me." And so I'm talking to the guy, and we're having a great conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if I ever told you, there was another company that was wooing me.
Yeah. I remember having, and I can tell you where I was when we had that conversation. I was sitting on the island in the kitchen. Like, I have vivid memories of certain things. And I remember that, because you were thinking about going back and forth with them. I remember saying, they can't do what I'm going to do.
So we parted ways on that one without a commitment. And so then it was Thanksgiving, 2015, and we'd gone out to see my son Michael in Arizona, and we had a great weekend with the kids and the grandkids, and Jill and I are driving back, and we're coming out of Wickenburg. I know exactly where I was. We're coming out of Wickenburg, making a right turn, and you called. And I'm going, wow, this guy's persistent.
Can't get rid of me that easy, buddy.
So we talk, and I said, I will call you back. I'm in the car with my wife. We'll talk about some things, and I'll give you a call back. And so we hung up the phone, and Jill looks at me. She goes, what is it about him? Because you could have easily gotten rid of him. You never told him finally, just get the hell out of here. We're not doing anything, you know. And I said, I don't know. I don't. There's something going on here, and I don't know exactly what it is. The question she asked me, which I will never forget, is, what is it about him that makes you want to go ahead and look and pursue this?
Yeah.
And the word I said was, he's authentic.
Yeah.
You every conversation you and I ever had, you asked me to do some stuff. You wanted me to have a part of the company. You wanted me to run it. I said, no. That's a conflict of interest. You run your side. I'm going to run my side.
I remember that.
I can't be on both sides because it's not going to serve any of us well.
I remember that.
And then I called him back and I go, all right, let's meet.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And so that was a Sunday, and I think Tuesday, I drove
came
up to your
Vegas,
house in Vegas.
Yeah, for sure. I remember
And-
sitting at the desk because we still had our back office from the other company because we weren't fully out of there yet. And I remember showing him what my numbers looked like and what my retention looked like. I said, I'm telling you, we're going to do something amazing. It's not going to be like the rest of these things.
That's great.
Yeah.
He said, it's one of those things in life where he says, we will walk over to you with 1,500 people. And I'm doing the math.
Calculator.
You know me. It's like, okay.
He's constantly.
Okay.
Yes.
So we sat down, and we sat in his living room, in the sunken living room, and I started taking notes on a piece of paper, and I said, we walked out of the meeting, and I said, all right, I'm in. I'm
awesome.
in.
Yeah.
So I come back, and I said, I'll send you an email, and I sent him an email, and it was supposed to be an email that you were going to agree to, and we were going to then document that and take it to a lawyer and get a contract. Somehow we didn't document it.
Yeah, still waiting on that day.
We're taking it to a lawyer.
Are you taking your time on it? Just letting the ink
I've
dry?
been thinking it through.
You thinking it through?
Working out all the bugs.
10 years and billions of sales later.
I remember the first time I didn't meet you, I saw you, and I saw Evolution members, was you guys came to the Ocean View office in Montrose, and I had an office inside Archer Travel for my soccer club, and Ron comes that morning, he goes, hey, I need you to move this couch, and I need you to move some stuff in that middle area where my office was, with the soccer office. I'm like, okay, why? He goes, one of my partners is coming to do a presentation.
Yep.
I said, okay, so me and my coaches, we moved everything around, and we had these white chairs, and we're setting all these white chairs up.
I remember that.
And I had a bunch of stuff on the whiteboard. He goes, you got to erase all this right now.
Well, wait. To be clear, you were still running the soccer program.
I was.
He wasn't even part of the company.
I was not part of the company.
I remember that meeting
Yeah.
because you actually did something that kind of made me think about expanding. Because remember, at first we didn't have Founder Council. We only had the Elite Eight.
Right.
So when we came down, it was just with the eight and I think maybe one or two more. And then we had that first meeting down there, and Ron said something. He was like, well, what do you think would happen if you expanded that group? Like, would it help the overall company? And I was like, you know what? I think it would. And so that's kind of, honestly, he was the brainchild for the Founder Council going forward, because we knew that if we brought in new leadership, then that created a different vision and gave people more of the power to buy in, because now this is your thing too.
Yep.
And it's done exactly that.
So we set everything up, and, I go to lunch and all that. I come back, and you guys get there about 4-ish. And I'm still in the office. I'm doing emails. My practice starts at 5:30. And right at 5, you go and you start talking. And I'm sitting there in my office watching you. And I'm like, wow. I was listening to him speak, and I was listening. I'm like, he's right. And whatever you were talking at the time, like, I just remember saying, that guy's onto something. But I didn't know what it was because I wasn't in that industry.
Yeah.
And then I went to practice, and I was talking to my assistant, and I said, I saw a guy, it's character. His character is unmatched. It was just me saying, whoever that guy was, and whatever Ron's partner, like this partner, his character, and Ron uses the word authentic, is true. And I was like, okay, and that was it. And years pass, and then here we meet, and I'm like, oh my God.
Okay,
This is so cool.
So let's tell some Reggie stories for a second.
Okay, where's he at?
So,
Reggie sells G's.
so Reggie sells a soccer club, and he wants to come to work for the business, and I paid him a pittance. And I said, you are going to be a salesman.
Oh boy.
He sucks at sales. He is not a salesman.
Well, that's not his superpower.
It's not
But
my,
his superpower is administration and
Absolutely.
from all his coaching background.
For
So
sure.
it probably took 6 months, and now he's taken over the entire infrastructure of the company, running all the people.
Yeah.
And so, as evolution grows, I mean, not intentionally, but as evolution grows, a lot of the other business, I wasn't replacing the other business. We still have corporate accounts, we still have other business, but obviously now, I mean, 97% of our business is evolution. Well, there was a point where he's coming into my office, he sits down, and he looks at me, and he goes, okay, we got to talk about this evolution thing. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, what you got all your eggs in one basket. What are you going to do?
Yep.
Keep them in one basket. It's successful. What happens if it goes bad? It's not going to go bad.
Right.
Well, what happens if it goes bad? Well, then we'll figure something else out. I mean, do you know how many times I've pivoted in this industry and had to change this and change that?
For sure.
And he's shaking his head. And I said, look. And so I explained to him why it would never go bad. And finally he looks at me and goes, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
Begrudgingly.
No, well, but again, because it's different levels of exposure, right?
Absolutely.
So, and he's doing what he's supposed to do. And that's what I always found interesting. Like, both of our sides has had or continues to have the person that does that. Like, you and I are a true entrepreneur spirit. So we'll jump first and figure it out on the way down, right? And that's just our thing, right? That's our superpower. Like, it's going to draw up this vision. We're going to make it work however it works. We'll figure it out on the way down. And so that's awesome, though, that to have Reggie in that role as a yin to the yang.
The yin and the yang for he and I is it's Reggie is why, and mine is why not. So and we were talking about he and I were talking about this the other day. He says Reggie's passion is different from your passion. Your passion, you'll never get out of this business because you have a passion to stay in the business. But he said if somebody came and said they'll give you $10 million today, you would probably look at that and go, okay, I'm out of here.
Probably be more than 10 million, but okay.
I think I said 20. I said 20.
Well, but that's $10 million to him.
Oh, yeah. So.
And then he's still going to pay me the rest of the money he owes me for the first half. So he's not walking away with much.
We got Reggie stuck with us for a while.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. Not going anywhere. No, it's been an amazing journey, and it's been a blessing. And it's pretty amazing that we sit back now where it started. And I wasn't there in the beginning, but just seeing how it grows now and to be a part of it, I'm just blessed. I was like, this is so cool. And now to really be a part of it, be an owner, but then move into this new building and convince Ron, 100%. let's buy the building, and then the studio and the media.
He had to convince me. Yeah, right. We looked at leasing this building. Goes, no way, that thing's a piece of crap.
Yeah, I really did.
Wasn't going to lease.
I wasn't going to lease. I wanted to buy. I'm thinking long
spend all
term.
these tons of money to fix it up.
Oh yeah, has he told you the new vision that we're going to do? Have you told him yet?
That you're going to get this, what?
No, where I might be flying on Sunday.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited about that. Yes,
absolutely.
sir.
We might be neighbors.
Let's do it. So he told me, I was like, that's a yes.
So that was, Julie and I started talking. It was actually a friend of ours, Amanda's father.
Okay.
He's like, you guys have bought this building. You guys are doing well. And he's like, have you ever thought about moving your corporation to Vegas or Arizona and all this? And because a lot of companies are leaving California. Yeah. And I'm like, why? Like, I live here and all that. And he's like, no, you got to think long term.
Yes.
And I said, oh. And he goes, but isn't your main partner in Vegas? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, so why don't you have a place there? And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, it all just clicked. And I came and talked to him.
Yeah.
So he comes.
And I had been trying to sell him on that for years. Like, honestly.
We'd looked at, Jill and I looked at buying a house up there.
It looked.
We looked. So he comes to me with this idea, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, so he supported me in the boat because he knows I love boating, and he loves the boat. They love the boat. But it ain't their thing. That's right. It's not their thing like it's my thing.
Right.
And so he wanted to go to Vegas, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, I got the boat then. He's got the house in Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yin and yang. This is perfect.
This is great.
That's right.
So,
fair exchange is no robbery, sir.
So, but the thing is, I called my accountant, and I said, because I was thinking about some of the stuff you and I talked about as far as building wealth and building different things. And I go, so you're telling me that I can do this the same way we bought the building, and I can get the money and take the write-offs, and I can write off what we're doing, stay in Vegas and all this and that. He goes, oh, yeah. I go, okay, Reggie, we're getting a house.
There is a contingency, though, that my son has requested. If we do go there, can he drive one of David's cars?
Absolutely. Listen, Trevor's my guy.
He's on his way here right now.
100%. 100%. For sure.
Which one are you going to let him drive?
Whatever one he wants.
Oh, which one are you going to let me drive?
You don't like my car.
They're too new. They're too fancy. I get in that thing. I look around. It's like a freaking cockpit of an aircraft.
Big old boat Cadillacs and trucks.
Brother, I get on that freeway going up to Vegas.
Just
you know, when I had that Porsche, I was driving. I would weave in and out of trucks, and I'm cutting that guy's. I was that asshole that was driving up to Vegas. I'm 90 miles an hour, just going like a bat out of hell to Vegas. I go up there now in the Cadillac, and it's like, dude,
nice.
yeah, no, you can pass. Go
His
ahead.
own
No,
pillows.
no
He's
worries.
just smooth, man.
Oh yeah,
Smooth.
good little Kitty G on the radio. You know, just kind of cruising along.
So my last question, now with technology and AI coming in, and the future of home-based travel agents, should we embrace it or should we fight it?
I think we just like anything else. We don't want to be Redbox or Blockbuster, right? So it's always the reinventing. So yes, we definitely embrace it. And that so when you talk about like the audiobooks and reading and stuff, I used to listen to, because I don't read well because I get sleepy. 50 Cent, Curtis Jackson. He has an audio, or it's a book too. It's called Hustle Harder. I've listened to it a couple times, and it did not go extinct like a lot of the people in music, especially in that genre, did. And I'll never forget, in the book, he talked about how he could tell that the music industry was changing, the way that he was being treated, and you know, with the streaming and all those other things. And he said that he realized that his fan base was no longer in the club; they were at home watching TV. So what he did was he took his music and now made TV shows with the same thing.
Brilliant.
Absolutely
And
brilliant.
he's a hell of an actor. I mean,
He's a hell of an actor, but he's more of an entrepreneur and a visionary, because he's got now spin-offs of the same show over and over again. He's got his own network. He's doing crazy good. But it's that same thing, right? So he wasn't intimidated. He's like, okay, well, how do I embrace this and figure this out, right? So he went from that to, you know, crushing it on the other side.
Awesome.
And I think that unless you want to be extinct, that sometime you have to do that.
I will tell you that I have, as limited as I am with, you know, old dog new trick kind of stuff, I got to tell you, I embrace AI. I have written job job postings, and I've written scripts, and the next video that we're going to be producing that's come up. I just got approval from him on a script that I punched everything into AI, and it gave me, within 3 minutes, it gave me, you know, a script. And I'm going to also do a series on how to use AI to build itineraries.
Yeah.
I mean, AI not only gives you the itinerary, it'll give you tourist areas, it'll give you restaurants, it'll give you
amazing.
Recommendations for transfers, aircraft. You know, it's amazing.
Yeah, so we definitely dive into that.
Good.
And I think I was sharing with you, I use it because I'm doing a different phase of, you know, my life with financing and things of that nature, just really getting into the money side of other things. And it's so amazing because I use it for research.
Yeah.
But now I find myself I'm on it like 8, 10, 12 hours a day. Like it's insane. But all of the things that I'm doing now in banking, when I have to go in and talk to the people and do all those things, it gives you a script.
It's awesome.
Reggie, listen, brother. It told me everything that this banker was going to say. Everything. And it gave me conversation for when he said that. And I tell you, it was 100%. The guy said everything that AI told me it was going to say.
Beautiful.
It was unbelievable.
That's
when
great.
the travel industry when the travel industry was impacted by the internet, for example. Well, the travel agents are going to die. I thought travel agents are dead. All this other stuff, you know, because the internet is going to put travel agents out of business. The biggest growth area of the travel industry is home-based travel agents, because people want to deal with people that they can trust, and we're going to give them good recommendations and the whole thing. The same thing's going to happen with AI. If you become a master of the AI, you're going to become an extremely profitable business person.
Well, 100%. I mean, it makes you more efficient, obviously. But again, if you can get rid of, like Reggie said, like not be afraid of it and embrace it, I mean, look how much work it cuts back for an actual agent.
Yeah.
Right? So it's one of those things that AI is not going to replace. It's going to enhance, you know, what it is that we're doing, and for all of our agents as well. Like I'm really excited about it.
And I wanted the audience and our listeners to understand that AI, embrace it. Don't fight it.
100%.
Oh, no,
I've
embrace
had
it.
these conversations with just friends and family, and some are hesitant to use it, and I'm embracing it. I love it. It's another tool in your tool chest. And you know, people think, oh, it's going to take over the world. Okay,
Yeah,
but be a part of it.
absolutely.
Don't fight it.
David, what questions do you have for Reggie and I? We've asked you questions. What do you want to ask us?
That's good. That's really good. That's really good. I wasn't prepared for that.
Aha!
You got him.
Yeah, he stumped me a little bit. I just did a interview with Jose, and he asked about like when we started and different moments and the things that we had to go through. And I told him about the time that we were at the company retreat. I believe that was Jamaica, and we stayed at the Blue and White Hotel because we called it the Evo Hotel. And we got over there, and I had just gotten back from made it back from the airport, and I walked into the doors, Reggie. This was before you were here, and the doors slide open, and Ron is standing there, and his face is as red as a stop sign. And I said, "What is wrong?" He says, "I need to talk to you." He pulled me to the side. He said, "They froze the money." He was talking about the merchant accounts.
Okay.
The bank.
Yes.
The bank.
So the stuff that you handle now with your eyes closed,
Yeah.
we had issues back then. They froze the money. We did not, at that moment, have the money for payroll. So we went back and we started scrambling pennies and selling jewelry and the whole thing, right, to make it work because we had to do that. We have an obligation to people who say yes. Doesn't matter. That's our problem. That's not their problem.
Right.
That the money's messed up. And I remember that after that, things opened up. Yeah. Like we really started getting there. And I think that was our last test to say, okay, well, what are you willing to do to make this thing, go? So with that being our foundation, our beginning where we had those tough times, for you first, Ron, now that the financial things are a lot smoother, where do you see us in the next 5 years?
I heard you say to Jose, more of the same. And on your side of the business, it's more of the same. Mm-hmm. On our side of the business, it's not just the banking, it's not just the laws, it's and this is where Reggie comes in and the other people come in because I can't do it. Continue to increase and enhance technology and embrace, as uncomfortable as I could become with a lot of this stuff. I mean, it drives me nuts. When we're trying to show that video tonight, we can't get it on because everybody's on the Wi-Fi, and I'm thinking to myself, this looks so bad. Oh my God. It's like, what are you going to do? And so it's like, okay, relax. It's all going to work out. Everybody's, here to win, and they're all here supporting each other.
For sure.
But, whereas I don't want to look like a Slick Willie company, I want to look as professional and buttoned up as possible. But I finally got into this building and figured out how to do Zoom calls from my television in my office after 2 years having the damn thing in there. So, I say that we have to continue to organize and streamline and not, bureaucracy will kill a business like ours. And so as long as, Reggie and John now, who's really taken on a huge responsibility. Shout out to John
Jackson.
My role now is a conciliary position whereby I advise, I tell them, this is what I see. We got into an argument this morning, and what's interesting too is that our relationship dynamics are changing. He stands up to me a whole lot more today than he used to, and he won't back down. I used to be able to bully him. I can't bully. I can't bully him anymore.
That's right, Reggie. Get him.
So, and he looks at me and he goes, "Well, this and this and this," and I'm just and I had to stop and center myself and go, "Okay, this is not where this is a big deal. This is not where I want to go." So our relationship is changing and evolving. I'm the old dog here. I'm 45 years into this business and still love it, and I'm not going anywhere. But I love this. This is great. I love this. I really like the podcast concept that you got me involved with here, and I hope it comes out as good as I think it will. But if we could continue this kind of stuff, it's going to help us to market the brand and.
Well, it shows people that everything's real. I remember I told Fred Howe, shout out to Fred Howe. I told Fred about 3 days ago. I said, "Bro, you were a visionary and you didn't know it." Fred said, it's about 8.5 or 9 years ago. He said, "Brother, we need to do something." I don't think he called it a podcast. I don't even know if that was the word for it back then. He said, "But people would just enjoy sitting down, just listening to the things that you say." Yep. He was like, just talking, just, seeing, sharing information and just being real. He was like, we need to do something. He said this like 8.5, 9 years ago. So
That's
essentially
brilliant.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, kudos to you, Reggie, for making this happen.
Yeah. Now, Reggie, your question.
Yeah.
My uncle, who's my personal mentor, he used to always ask me these things. He said, what did you learn? So if you could back up just something small, 3, 4, 5 years, what would you do differently now that you've seen the 3, 4, 5 years fast forward?
I would embrace technology quicker.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
I would build a bigger studio. I think the education piece for the travel side is so important for all our agents, because a lot of our agents are brand new.
100%.
And they just, the how-to. And I would have 2 or 3 speakers constantly educating our agents, and then having the next level and having tiers of education. So once they passed a certain level, they go to the next level of education. I think we're getting there now here at Archer Travel, but it's how do we keep embracing technology? Everyone has it at their fingertips on their cell phone.
Absolutely.
How can we be the number one thing they think of and look at? That's the next goal. Years ago, we started talking in 2019 when I came on board. We were still a local company. We're in the United States. And I'll never forget this. My wife and I were in Vegas in January 3rd at your birthday party for the first time. And I was talking to some agents, and we got back to the hotel, and Julia goes, so what's next? And I go, we got to stop thinking locally, and we got to start thinking globally.
That's right.
And then Australia opened up,
That's right.
and we keep going globally. So I think it's, for us...
Puerto Rico. We tried to get to Puerto Rico first.
Yeah.
Boy, that was a failed attempt.
I don't think you're still allowed there. Anyway,
Can we go back?
They're gonna throw me, if they don't throw me in jail, we'd be good.
so I would say the key things right now is embracing technology and keep enhancing the training and development of our agents and growing our agents to book more travel, but also keep expanding our global brand for Evolution and for Archer Travel, because if we can keep expanding our global brand, we'll keep growing,
100%
and
by default.
it's limitless.
Yes.
Travel is limitless.
Agreed.
We're the ones that are going to hold it back.
Yep.
So my job is to keep expanding. And I made a comment on Monday. I walked in our studio and I said, it's too small. And Ron goes, well, what do you mean it's too small? I go, we need to clear out this wall.
built the damn thing.
We just built it.
We just got here.
We literally just built it. And he's like, okay, do it.
Yeah.
And so I think we are going to have to expand the studio. And the goal is now, with offices in the UK and Spain and Mexico, and we have time zone difference from the United States here, especially being in LA.
Yes.
We're big time zip. This has to be running 24/7. We should be, to our agents in the UK and Spain, they deserve the right for us to do live trainings for them.
Tap in.
And
that's the next step.
Australia.
And Australia.
And Australia.
Difference.
Lee, shout out to Lee. He flew here from Australia. He's here.
Yes.
We need to be there more. And for us to be there more is to touch them more in our studio.
I have a
be
trip
live.
to Australia this year.
And be live for Australia 7 days a week, just like we are in the United States. And every country should get us 7 days a week on trainings, asking questions, and using technology to embrace it, and using AI to help them in any way we can.
I love that.
So that's where we're at.
That's a big vision. I love it.
Well, we have no choice because we're going to do it.
That's
Okay,
right.
so-
we don't want to be Blockbuster or Redbox.
That's right.
Okay, Mr. No. Okay, Mr. No.
Oh, Mr. No.
Okay, Mr. No.
No, it's just my vision. I don't know
No,
everything.
I like the vision. So how are we paying for it?
We're going to keep growing the Evolution brand.
There you go.
Some more of the same, bro.
And more of the same. Amen.
More of the same.
doing what
We're
we're
going to
doing.
keep growing, and we're on that growth path. I mean, I think our goals,
numbers are up.
Yeah.
Our numbers are up.
Numbers are good.
And it's just not numbers. It's getting the quality booking agents and the quality people in our program.
Absolutely.
You've always said people over profit, and I 100% believe in that.
Yep.
I'm all for that, and I think you've created that.
Yeah,
And
sure.
I mean, look at today. We had 150 people in our office, all with smiles and all with believing in this.
Yes.
And so our job is to fulfill it.
100%. And I tell them that all the time. I said, it's cool that we had the vision and, we started, we did all of that. But if people don't join and believe and then go into action, then it didn't matter anyway.
That's correct.
Right? So, they, no matter what year they came in at, they're just as a big of a deal as the rest of it, is because if no one believes and does anything, then we don't have a company.
Well,
Okay.
you have a special guest waiting for you outside this door right now.
Okay.
So he's
it?
ready.
Oh, my
he's
God,
ready to come
let's
say
go,
hi to
Trevor.
you.
Okay. So, you got 30 last words.
30 last words? Oh, man. I only need 3. Thankful and grateful.
Perfect. You got 10.
I love you guys.
Love you back, brother.
Guys, you have witnessed the very first podcast of the Ron and Reggie Show with our very special guest, Mr. David McCovy, founder, chief visionary, kahuna of kahunas. And we thank you for joining us. If you like it, subscribe. We're going to be doing more of this and more of that, and we appreciate everything you guys are doing, whether you're with us, whether you're in Evolution, or whether you're thinking about getting into Evolution. We got a powerful, powerful program running here where you can make great income working from home, and we are dedicating the time, the energy, the effort, the finances to train you, educate you, and get you the ability of making, additional income for your family so you can do the things in this life you want to do. And it's a great honor for us to be here to help you to do that. So thank you very much. Happy New Year to everyone. Have a very successful and healthy 2026.